SPoT philosophy goes back to my experience and life in Europe, where I frequented most of the time cafes. The whole idea is warm, comfort, extension of the kitchen table. If they want to have a business lunch, they can. If they want to have the family gathering, they can and sit around the fireplace. If they want to sit watch people in a patio, they can. I fell in love with that concept. When I came back, I felt there is a need for the cafe where you can come out and you don't have to spend a fortune, and it has to be high quality, and the environment, the ambiance has to be very good.
SPoT wants to be larger because the concept is unique, and we want it to be introduced to all these other places. If you're interested in buying a SPoT franchise, you would contact me and we would sit down, talk about all the steps that it takes to get there, and at the end of that, we'll decide if SPoT's right fit for you and if you're a right fit for us as a franchisee.
I was just basically looking for something I would enjoy doing. I was in banking for about 15 years. I was an assistant branch sales manager, and my position was cut. So I went home and said, what should I do now? And my husband suggested opening up a SPoT Coffee.
Before I started the SPoT Coffee here, I started working customer service in California. My parents decided that they wanted to look into opening a cafe, and we saw this SPoT opportunity and decided to work together. I moved back home and we got started. I was definitely nervous at first. I'd never ran a cafe before. There was plenty of paperwork to fill out, and then there was a number of meetings, and they discussed with us how things would work at their cafes, what training processes would be like, all that kind of stuff.
They showed you the process and how easy it would be, and they worked with us, and we were actually the first franchise.
We've already designed and operated multiple units to success, and we've already figured out all the kinks to get through without the mistakes. When you go for a loan, SPoT is on the Small Business Administration list, which means that the bank is already familiar with our concept and likes what we do, and it's because it's been a proven concept. First, we'll go into the town that someone's looking to open their own franchise, and I would research all the demographics. I would check traffic counts and medium income and things like that. The ideal location would be a walkable neighborhood down in the village on a corner where there's lots of windows. Once we pick out the location, we start negotiating the lease. So we'll go in and we negotiate the lease for you, then we step into the design.
If you look at some of our cafes that are in the heart of communities, they showcase the community. We work very closely with our franchisees on the design of the cafe, and we try to make the franchisees see the relationship between the design and the community. We're designing it for the community.
They have a basic layout, but I could pick the colors, I could pick my furniture. They had to approve it, but it makes each one individual and it makes it your own.
They gave us a lot of opportunity to personalize things. We got to pick all the paint colors, all the countertops, the tables, the chairs, the bathrooms, the artwork on the walls, the lighting was really all essentially up to us. All the SPoT Coffees have a mural in the background. They're very typically large on one of the walls. They want them to be based on the neighborhood that the cafe is in.
And the mural can come from many places. Sometimes it's a single artist, sometimes it's a collaborative group of artists, sometimes we go to a high school and the students do it with an art teacher, and we really leave that up to the owner.
We ask an artist from the community to come and paint a mural in each one of our cafes that depicts, highlights the nicest features in the community, in that particular community. What it is, it's a signature from us to the community, to the neighborhood, saying it's yours.
The next step would be to build out the cafe. We'll do every step from beginning to end. We get contractors, we set up a timeline, we negotiate the price, we give you the equipment list, the coffee list, all that's done.
And I was happily surprised with how much they were there to help out with everything. They would stop in pretty much every day, make sure things were going well.
They'll answer all your questions. They're really, really good at that. They'll train your people.
We'll do 2 different training sessions. We'll make sure everyone knows everything from how to use a dishwasher to how to pour an espresso. After the build-out's complete, we come to the grand opening.
For the first week or two we were open, they're here with you the whole time.
And they were here for full 8-hour shifts, and we had somebody in the kitchen helping out. Out front, we had a head barista that worked down at Elmwood, and he came and trained up all our baristas. And then we had a head cashier who came and helped out. They stayed for 3 weeks, and they told us if we needed any more assistance from them, they'd be happy to stay, but we were more than ready.
I think the SPoT family is very supportive. Dan's a great guy.
Dan Hensley is sort of the head of the franchisees. He is one of the first people we go to whenever we have an issue.
He's really there for support. So if I'm gone, he'll come in here. If we need something, he'll run it here.
If I need help in terms of anything with our specific franchise, or just questions on, say, how can we bump up sales in this aspect, or we're interested in helping out with an event, Dan's always the go-to guy. He's been a big help. He always stops in to make sure everything's going really well. Dan's one of the best people they have, I'd say. We've been doing this for 2.5 years. They still are always right there by our sides with any questions we have, any help we need, email, phone, all that type of stuff. They're always right there and ready to help.
This whole relationship of franchisor, franchisee, it's a process to understand how they feel, to see how our own company is helping us as franchisees. We put a fund together, and we've committed to 5 franchise cafes. We become our franchisees ourselves. My advice to a franchisee when they evaluate the opportunity of whether to opt for a SPoT coffee franchise is to look deep inside and ask themselves, what do they want out of it? If they want to be involved and they want to have an enjoyment in that involvement, and they want to make good money at the same time, I think that SPoT Coffee will satisfy all those feelings, all those needs.
I would say if you're thinking about opening a SPoT franchise, it is a good move. I have owned the SPoT Coffee franchise in Hamburg for about 3.5 years now, and I love it.
It's been highly successful for us, and I would say check out the website. There's a lot of information on the website, and you'll get to get into contact with some of the higher ups in SPoT Coffee that'll be able to give you a lot more information on everything. And I love every aspect of it. It's just been a great experience.